If you fall, you always fall down to earth. That's because of God's law of gravity.
Wouldn't it be fun to fall up?
Why? Hey!
It's fun to... Help, Davey!
Goliath!
From 1960 to 1975, Davey and Goliath slipped quietly into America's Sunday mornings, a wholesome, church-funded claymation series that looked innocent on the surface but carried a surprisingly strange legacy behind the scenes. The show never became a mainstream hit, yet it endured for years through reruns, licensing oddities, and decisions that even the creators found unsettling. Here are 10 weird facts that might surprise you. And did you know that Davey even peddled Mountain Dew in a TV commercial? Yep. Stay for the bonus and get the scoop.
Hurry up, Davey. Did you forget? You promised that you'd help clean out the septic tank at the school.
Oh, boy! The septic tank!
Number 1. Most people assume Davey and Goliath was created by a children's entertainment company, but the real driving force was the Lutheran Church in America. They funded the entire project using money from an unexpected endowment that had been designated specifically for youth work. Rather than build a new youth camp or print pamphlets, church leaders made the highly unconventional decision to invest in stop-motion animation.
That's enough, boys. It's easy to hate, but it's hard loving those who are mean to us. What would God want you to do?
Number 2. Art Clokey came to Davey and Goliath right after his better-known creation, Gumby, had been canceled and his studio was struggling to stay afloat. Clokey had pioneered clay animation in the 1950s with his experimental film Gumbasia, which directly inspired the stretchy, surreal look of Gumby. But by the early 1960s, the toy tie-ins and network interests that once supported Gumby had dried up, leaving Clokey searching for steady work. When the Lutheran Church approached him, the budget was far below what television animation usually cost, yet he accepted because it guaranteed the survival of his studio.
Gumby, here comes our first customer. Lemonade, sir? Only a penny.
Number 3. Goliath's voice actor never thought anyone would notice him. Hal Smith, best known as Otis the Town Drunk on The Andy Griffith Show, performed Goliath's voice. Smith assumed the job was so obscure that no fans would associate him with it. But decades later, he said, more adults recognized him for Goliath than any other role. Smith joked that being the voice of a moralizing dog followed him for the rest of his life.
Davey, my nose isn't made for this kind of job.
Number 4. Most of Davey's clothes were made from cut-up socks. The puppets were so small that animators repurposed regular socks and cut them into tiny shirts and pants. Because the fabric was stretchy, it helped the animators move the puppets' limbs without tearing the clothing. However, the textured knit sometimes snagged on wires. Crew members had to keep spare socks in every color just to maintain consistency.
If I was lost and hurt and in trouble, God would look for me and help me like I did for you.
Number 5. The Goliath puppet weighed far more than it looked. The Goliath puppet's body was packed with heavy armature wire and clay to make it stable on all fours. Many children assume it was lightweight like a dog toy, but it actually weighed several pounds. Animators would complain that their wrists got sore from repositioning him repeatedly. One crew member said, "We spent more time wrestling the dog than directing him."
What you making there, Gravy?
It's a pipe bomb, Jobriath.
I don't know, Gravy.
I'm sick of your lack of faith.
What gravy?
Number 6. One episode was cut because Davey looked too scared. An early Halloween-themed episode featured Davey encountering frightening imagery meant to symbolize temptation. Test audiences said it was too disturbing for children. The Lutheran backers agreed and shelved it. Only production stills survive today in archival collections.
Look at that slut. Why don't you kill both of them, Davy?
No, Goliath!
I told you to kill them! Do as I command!
All right, I'll do it.
Number 7. They had to keep replacing Goliath's ears. Goliath's ears were purposely floppy, but that meant the clay cracked frequently during long shooting days. After every major sequence, an artist had to reshape or replace them entirely. Sometimes they forgot, which caused the ears to shift shape noticeably in the final cut. But kids never noticed.
Ready?
I guess so.
Faster. Fine, you're great.
Number 8. The show avoided saying Jesus for broadcast reasons. Although funded by a Christian denomination, broadcasters were nervous about overt religious language. Networks insisted on moral lessons rather than direct preaching. As a result, you almost never hear the show explicitly reference Jesus, despite being unmistakably Christian. The Lutheran Church later admitted this was a strange negotiation for a religious series.
Away in a manger, no crib for his bed, the little Lord Jesus.
Number 9. Davy's eyebrows were the hardest part to animate. Because the show relied heavily on moral dilemmas, Davy had to look thoughtful, guilty, confused, or ashamed in almost every episode. But clay eyebrows are tiny, fragile, and prone to cracking. Animators often spent more time moving eyebrows than mouths or limbs. Some episodes required over 200 separate eyebrow adjustments.
I hear Christmas, but I don't feel Christmas.
Excuse me, but you're a mess.
Number 10. When the series returned in the 1970s, all the characters still wore the same conservative early 60s clothes and hairstyles, as if time had stopped for them. By then, afros, long hair, and trendier outfits were everywhere, but the animators refused to update the designs. Giving Jonathan an afro was discussed and quickly rejected. Even Davy was denied the longer hair that had become standard for boys, leaving the revived episodes feeling strangely locked in a different decade.
Wait a minute. Scotty's the cousin that hates white kids.
What kind of a nut is that?
Now for a bonus. In 2001, Davey and Goliath unexpectedly appeared in a licensed Mountain Dew soda commercial, decades after the show had ended. The spot used the classic stop-motion style and showed Davey and a friend wrestling over a can of soda, a bizarre shift for characters originally created to teach calm, moral lessons. Fans found it surreal, a church-funded children's series endorsing a high-sugar, high-caffeine soft drink marketed with an extreme image.